Hey guys, since I've had this channel every Veterans Day, Memorial Day, I've made an inspirational video about our men and women in the United States military, and it's really easy to do because they're an inspiration to me. They're very inspiring. You know, back in, I think it was the 1800s, when a French politician slash historian slash philosopher, Alexis Tocqueville, came over to find out what made America great. He said, after spending almost 2 years in the United States, he said, America is great because America is good. These men and women that serve in our armed forces are the epitome of American greatness. And but today I feel led to go in a different direction. If you want to see an inspirational video, I'll see if I get a couple of pop up at the end like I do. Usually takes me some time, so I'll check back later if it's not there. But today we have Gomer Pyle as our commander-in-chief. We have Bernie Fife running national security, and we got Pee Wee Herman as Secretary of the State. Our commander-in-chief, Gomer Pyle, intentionally left Americans behind enemy lines 3 months ago. When I was in the Navy, I had a Navy chaplain. He was a captain, high ranking. He served in Vietnam with the Marines. He was in the field. So although he was a chaplain, he's been in battle. And he said when they would do their war games in their officer schools, they would give every scenario how America could be defeated. And the only scenario that made sense was that we would be defeated from within. Right now, we have people running our military that are more concerned about wokeness, more concerned about inclusion and diversity, transgenders' rights, and gay marriage than they are about defeating the enemy, defending us from our enemies. It's been over 3 months since we've intentionally left hundreds of Americans behind enemy lines. And the Democratic puppets in the media are not even talking about it. This should be, the president should be dogged by this day in and day out. They should not let this go. And the fact that he lied and said he would not, he lied on national television to George Stephanopoulos and said he would not leave Americans behind, knowing that he would. And then he lied after that and said it was only 150, like that was a good number. We don't leave any man behind. That's the military creed. Not one man is left behind. He intentionally left 150, and he goes on TV to say this was a successful operation. Not only that, he goes on and lies and says, well, you know, all the generals and all my security advisors were in agreement. And then they come out and said, no, that's not true. We all advised against his plan. He was very stubborn and wanted every American out. He had assured the Chinese and the Russians and the Taliban that he would be out on a certain date, no matter what, even if we left Americans behind. And the media don't even question him about that lie. So I'm not feeling really inspired today. I'm feeling angry. But with our anger, we have to use it for good. And, you know, people come up to me, you know, I proudly wear my Navy gear. You know, my kids are always buying me for Father's Day and you know, this I got one Christmas, this I got one Father's Day, and I proudly wear it because I love the military. And, you know, but when people thank me for my service, I sincerely tell them it was my pleasure, because it was. I was in from 1985 to 1989 when we had a commander-in-chief, Ronald Reagan, who believed peace through strength, and it worked. And I didn't see any action, any combat. When I say the military did more for me than I did for them, I honestly mean it. They took a juvenile delinquent from Newark, New Jersey, and made him into a man. And more than that, they showed me my need for God. So I am thankful for my military service. So when you thank me, I appreciate it. But you know what? It really was my pleasure. The men I really want us to thank are the men like I'm going to have on Saturday. Dale Comstock, I'm going to have Saturday morning. former Green Beret, former Delta Force operator. He's fought in these wars. There's been wars going on for the past 20 years. He's fought in them. He was in Grenada. He was in Panama. He was in Afghanistan. He was probably in Bosnia. He was in Iraq. These are the men that put it all on the line for us, and we should be very thankful and grateful to these men. In a day when the Democrats and the media want us to look down at masculinity, we need real men. We need real men out there willing to do violence on our behalf to keep us free and safe. And you know, I don't care if you're the most liberal woke woman. I've seen it with my own eyes. When they meet a real man, they are smitten. Because real men are getting fewer and fewer in this country. And we need real men. And I said, tune in Saturday. This guy is a man's man. This guy's a real man. And he's going to tell you the real deal. I'm going to ask him what he thinks about Gomer Pyle leaving men behind. I'm going to ask him what he thinks about our national security and our intelligence community. I got a lot of questions for this great American hero. But there's other men that are still fighting, that are retired special forces guys, that are still fighting the fight, doing the job that Gomer Pyle and Pee Wee Herman and Barney Fife refuse to do for our country. They're going secretively into Afghanistan, rescuing Americans. You know, originally they said there was 150, but since then the State Department has admitted they've rescued 200 more. So how many are there? According to these guys that are in the know, these special forces guys that are going voluntarily into Afghanistan today and rescuing these Americans, the number's over 1,000. And not only that, we also promised our partners. These guys like Dale, these Delta Force guys, Navy SEALs, Green Berets, they went to Afghanistan and they trained locals who volunteered to be commandos. They taught these guys how to be commandos and special forces. And these guys stayed. They stayed fighting the fight while we were leaving. And they're still there now, being hunted by the Taliban. The Taliban is literally going house to house, and when they find them, they're killing the whole family. And they have no mercy. They will behead a 5-year-old kid in front of their parents. Then they'll rape the women and kill the dad, and then they'll kill the women. These people are vicious, evil terrorists. And Gomer Pyle, our commander-in-chief, who goes by the name of Joe Biden, left them there. When we promised them, hey, if you team up with us, you have our word as Americans, we will take you out when we leave. If we ever leave, you're coming with us. No, we lied to them too. 6,000 of them. Now, if you add up their family members, the number's well past 20,000 that we got to get out. That Joe Biden says, well, you know, his response, well, war's never clean. We never get everybody out. Yes, we do, Joe. We leave no man behind, Joe. Come on, man. I'm so angry, but we can do something about it. Not only is the State Department refusing to help get these people out, not only are our woke, politically correct generals not sending our military in to get these people out, they're hindering them. You know, they're hindering. The State Department's not giving permission for them to land in certain countries, and it costs money. They got to rent planes. They got to buy fuel. So this is all being done by private donors. And the operation is being done by volunteer former military pilots. This is crazy. So what you can do, you can go to these funds. The biggest one, the most reliable one I know that's legit is Glenn Beck's Mercury One Nazarene Fund. They're sending in planes. There's other ones that it escapes me. You know, I got a lot going on. You know, I work. I'm sorry I should have all the names, but look them up. But I know for sure Glenn Beck's Mercury One Nazarene Fund is doing this, and they are probably the best because they have the most money and resources. And these are special forces guys that freaking laid it for the past 20 years. Think about it. We've been in constant war. These guys laid it all on the line. They're retired. They should be at peace. But they know as Americans, we don't leave anyone behind. So they're still in the fight. They're still risking their lives. They're still going over there risking their lives. And our government's not helping them. In fact, our government's hindering them because it doesn't look good. It looks messy. They just want to get rid of it. They just want to forget about it, and they have a willing press to forget about it. But we're not going to forget about it because we love these men and women who serve. Veterans are the most respected group of all professionals. Military is the most respected group of men and women because we know they're real. You know, we may have politicians we agree with on the issues, but we know they're politicians. But when you see Special Forces guys, you know that this guy's willing to give up his life for us. And Jesus Christ himself said, there's no greater love than this, than a man lay down his life for a friend. This is why we love these men and women, because we know they truly love us. They truly love America, and they're ready to leave it all on the line for us. Well, these men need our help. So Wounded Warrior Project is a great way to help these guys. The Nazarene Fund help these guys. And I say, you know what? Let's start calling our congressmen and saying, okay, if Gomer Pyle Biden is not willing to send our military to help, at least he could do is send money. These guys are privately funded. We waste so much money. I mean, the government wastes so much money. You know what a couple $1 million would do for these guys? Or a couple billion? So anyway, be thankful for these men and women that there's still goodness and greatness in America. And like I said, thank a veteran today. Like I said, don't thank me. You know, I went in peacetime. The military did more for me than I did for them. But I got Dale Comstock on Saturday. Put in the comments, thank you for your service, sir. And he's such a humble guy. I don't know how he answers because I said it to him. And he answered to me. He said, well, thank you for allowing me to serve. That was the greatest honor I ever had, was serving our country. These are the true heroes. God bless and stay Catholic.